Right guys, welcome back to Valorant News. More roster drama going down last night, especially updates on Sentinels. Narrate potentially leaking on stream last night. His next destination is going to be Sen. Big debate over the last couple of days between Xander and Bang as well, but many updates in the EMEA region as well. Big trials going down over there. Potentially some serious rosters getting finalized. Is this Sen Narrate thing going to happen anytime soon? Very much interested to your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I'd greatly appreciate it. First of all, there were a couple of interesting updates on Valorant yesterday we couldn't quite get into on the transition to Unreal Engine 5. Now, look, I'm not an expert in game design or like game coding, engineering, whatever, and what these engines really do and actually look like. So, feel free to tell me more in the comment section below. The reality is they think it's going to be a positive thing. Riot believe this upgrade is not going to significantly change how Val looks or performs, at least not right away, but in the long term, it could be a big deal. I'm sure there's more things you can do with Unreal Engine 5 in the game, no doubt about that. In terms of adding extra features, that's what Riot have talked about. There is another discussion on what's it going to do for performance. Is it going to be good or bad? Some would say, well, you're going to have a new engine with more things you can do, therefore performance is going to reduce, you're going to get less frames per second in the medium term, and therefore you're going to need a better PC. I don't know, there's one argument that says that. There's another argument that says that there are insane geometry compression tools on Unreal Engine 5, which actually would increase performance. So it goes both ways. I'm not an expert, thought I'd mention it because some of you guys will be, so you'll either be looking forward to it or you won't be, depending on your perspective on that. But let's talk Rostermania, because just so much to get into, might as well start here, because apparently Vitality is looking at Yampi. Now, we know that former Team Liquid player, he's been on the organisation for a long time. Like, I'd compare him, as I've said before, to the likes of Zephyr on Cloud9 and the likes of Asuna and 100 Thieves, players that have been with their organisation for quite some time and haven't really had the success with that team they would look for. They've probably done some okay things, but, individuals that have a lot of talent but have been with the organisation for a while hasn't really worked, and therefore there is an argument to say, gotta do something at some point. So he's moving on from Liquid. Vitality, though, are looking at this option, right? We've heard rumours about Durka to Vitality, but the latest rumour is that maybe NRG are more likely than Vitality to secure his services. We know there's other names being linked to their organisation as well. There's also this with Liquid. They've trialled a number of players recently, Tomasi included, but also Crystal, who apparently they've done a couple of trials with, who potentially seems to be the guy that they might go with. So we'll see if that comes true. I think that would be an exciting prospect for that Liquid team. And this is from Juan IRL putting together his EMEA rosters as it stands. So yeah, the Heretics team, Mini Boo, Woot, Rian's Boo, Benji Fishy, no surprises there. The Vitality team is potentially looking to be Durka, but of course we saw other rumours a second ago, so things could change. This was posted, 12, 14, 15 hours ago, and things have changed in that time frame, right? So, but, we think that most of this stuff is probably going to end up being true. Fnatic, Kajak, Leo, Chronicle, Boaster, Alpha, we talked about that yesterday. Na'Vi, however, has apparently changed. So Shao, Angel, Natank, Hero, +1. The +1 is apparently not going to be Click anymore, so we'll get to that in a second. This is the new KC team. Martine, Ave, Sadak, Sagetsu, and Elite. That at least is the rumour, and then it goes down from there. So we talked about some of these guys a second ago on the trial basis. Like, they've trialed so many different guys. They, as I say, they might end up signing Crystal, they may not, but there's interest in a number of these potential candidates. Giant, Gentlemate, Apex, you guys know the drill at this point. But yeah, these are the few interesting things that are happening. As I say, there have been some development on this Na'Vi situation with rumours that, yeah, Natank is going to go there, but also Koala Noob. Now, this is very interesting because the rumour has it that Happy is going to be the new head coach for Na'Vi, and usually what happens when a head coach joins from another team, they will try and bring a player along with them that they really liked and rated and thinks would be a good fit for the roster. And that can well be a good idea in general. We've seen the same thing happen, we think, with NRG. Bonkar, we're pretty sure, is joining as their head coach, formerly of Oxygen Esports, and he said, look, boys, I think Verno is the man for the job, and they're bringing Verno into the team. Maybe Scuba as well, maybe Redux at some point. Like, these names have all been linked as well to various teams. But Koala Noob, of course, a player well known for his performances on M80 over the last couple of years, coached by Happy, if Happy is going to be joining Na'Vi, which we think he is as their coach, then the rumour has it, it's going to be Koala Noob instead of Click, and then Hero's going to be there as well. I think he was even spotted on Hero's stream potentially as well. So that's what Na'Vi are up to. I kind of like the direction, but yeah, another move. If you'd have told me if that M80 team who was getting signs, like I'd have told you probably Xander. And yeah, I thought Koala Noob would probably be in the conversation, but you know, this is a pretty big upgrade for Koala Noob, right? I mean, getting the opportunity to go from not quite qualifying for Ascension again to going to Na'Vi on what seems to be a pretty damn competitive team, that is no doubt an exciting prospect. Let's talk the Americas though, because as ever, there's been some developments over there. Boostio on 100 Thieves, we know that quite a while ago now, he was having that beef with Nadeshot over the content times, and there was lots of talk about it, right? Because Boostio weren't happy about having to get up for content, and Nadeshot was telling him, look, it's part of the game, and also, but Boostio was kind of like crashing out on stream without really raising his concerns first to the org, which also annoyed Nadeshot. But at the end of the day, they didn't drop him. They didn't decide, all right, you're not fit for the team, like you're out of here. They believe that Boostio is still the man to lead 100T to success, and maybe he is. They're making a one-man change, we think, banning for Xander. That's the current debate. And Zix, their head coach, says Boostio is the Grinch of content. I got another 7 a.m. day tomorrow, he says. And then Asuna in the replies, don't worry, I'll make it worth your time. So Asuna's still going to be there. Asuna actually took to the timeline as well last night and said this: 4 years with 100T today, which starts off kind of concerning if you're a 100T Asuna fan, because kind of sounds like he's about to say, well, that was it for me, right? 4 years today and I'm gone. But no, he says, I feel blessed to have been given this opportunity. Thanks to everyone who has been a part of this journey. Hopefully I can hit 5 years, please, etc, etc. And Zix is like, never leave me. So yeah, definitely seems like Asuna's going to stay around, part of the furniture, it seems, over there at that organisation. But, you know, his plan is to get to 5 years. He will need to probably have some better success this year than previous years if they want to achieve that. And Asuna's like, yeah, I'm still collecting paychecks on this organisation. So entertaining as ever. But we're pretty sure that Xander is joining 100T, which can only mean that Bang is probably out of the door. And we're pretty sure that Bang is going to go over to Sentinels. Of course, there has been some big debate, really. This is Valorant Tracker, so take it with a grain of salt. But, you know, there's been some debate. Who's the better player? Is Bang better? Is Xander better? Like, what's going on? The win rate of the players, the ACS of the players. I think one thing is, like, Bang has a really high headshot percentage. Like, the guy shoots very straight, there's no doubt. And you can debate it either way. But it's interesting that Sentinels have seemingly taken the approach of signing Bang away from 100T because I think he's that good, at least according to rumours right now, rather than getting Xander, who is out there for the taking. But that is one of the rumours. The other rumour is around their 5th player. So we're pretty sure Zellsis, Zekken, John QT. Redux, he played well at the Red Bull Homegrounds. He may be an option down the line. They could bring him back. That is a question. But he's not 18 for a good few months. So that is not a question they have to answer right about now. Curry, you know, he's not going to be on their starting roster. So they needed 2 more players. Bang has now been leaked, as of course has Narrate. So Narrate was linked to NRG last off-season. He's been linked to a couple of teams this off-season too. And he was on Carmine Corp and did a great job certainly at the start of last year when that team was especially competitive. This is what he had to say on stream yesterday.
I'm about to be Immortal too. Can you please carry me a couple games?
That's a tall ask. I can't do that.
Ah, you're weird.
I just abandoned my teammate. I can't do this.
Who is it? Who is it?
Send John QT.
Yeah, that's weird because it's actually your teammates. That just pissed me off.
It was actually my teammate.
Yeah, no, you're weird, bro. You're weird.
I'm on KC. If you can like read.
Yeah.
Fucking
yeah,
dumbass.
bro, you're on TC. You fucking dumbass bitch. Shut your bitch ass up,
like, I won't lie. I have to glaze you. You're looking nice at Ascension. You're looking really nice.
So this is kind of the classic, right? He says, oh yeah, my teammate Senjon QT, and then, you know, after saying that, he probably thinks, should I have said that? How do I get out of this one? How do I make it seem like I was joking around? And then, you know, maybe the subject gets changed slyly, right? So, I don't know, listening to the clip, I thought there was potentially some validity to this. And it, of course, has been the big rumour recently as well as to what Narrate's going to do, where's he going to go, and also what role is he potentially going to run, because he's run a number of different roles in his career, certainly in recent times, even on Casey as well. So I definitely think Narrate is one of those players people look at and say, okay, makes a lot of sense for him to go to Sentinels. Seems a pretty entertaining personality as well. very talented player, very clearly indeed, and is rather versatile, which is what that Sentinels roster requires. Banger's going to come in as the controller, you would imagine, effectively replacing TenZ, but of course, TenZ also had some versatility in play, and certainly Sassy did as well. So it seems it is getting closer and closer now to this potentially being a done deal. Just to keep it clear for you guys, I think it is the 7th of October, 7th or the 8th, I think maybe the 7th, when the contracts officially are finalised for the most recent season. So any player that was signed to a VCT franchise last year, their contracts are officially terminated for that season of play on the 7th of October. So from that date and henceforth, the teams can therefore sign those guys officially onto their new rosters. So it's quite likely that many of these teams have been set in stone for some time. They may be practicing, they may be boot camping. Certainly that's the case, I think, for Cloud9. They're out in Korea right now, the Cloud9 boys, I'm pretty sure, getting some boot camping in for the upcoming season, believing the Pacific region to be very strong. They can put some work in, and they haven't fully revealed their new team though as of yet, because of course they played with a couple of stand-ins at the most recent home grounds, because the teams are unable to play with their full roster because, well, they can't sign the players officially yet, because let's say Narrate, he's still technically a Karmine Corp player, as he says, even so they can't sign the deal yet, basically. So it's pretty a bit stressful for these orgs, because they know that these guys are secured, but what if they decide last minute to go somewhere else? Then all of a sudden they've got a last minute problem. And that may well happen for a few of these occasions where we think we know the team, but we may actually not know the team. And also, as we saw earlier from Juan, if it is true that Durka is going to Vitality, then what do NRG do? What's happening there? What's their plan for their potential Demon 1 replacement, given we're pretty sure he's going over to Leviathan? So it's still all happening, and it's in a few days we're start going to see official confirmations here, but until that time, anything can and probably will still change. So very much intrigued to your thoughts as ever in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.